You're not going to like this, but leadership in your relationship probably doesn't look anything like you think it does. And I think this is really the most important thing I can impart to anyone, simply because what I hear a lot out there in relationships is about, especially men, but being a leader is about being right, about getting compliance from others, about people sort of taking your word for, or you're the final authority. And it kind of resolves itself to being the boss of your family. And if that works for you, that's fine. There's no one way to live a fantastic, successful life and amazing relationship. But if that doesn't work for you, or if that creates a lot of friction in your relationship, to me, what leadership looks like for real is, imagine you're in an argument with your partner and you're boiling over with resentment or anger or sadness, or you're feeling betrayed, and you just are filled with a desire to get them to understand what you feel or how you see things, because they're completely wrong and they really hurt you. And they won't listen, they don't want to see your point of view. And in that moment, if you can step back just far enough to see that they feel the same way you do, that you're both waiting for someone to hear the other's pain, the other's resentment, the other's anger, then you can make the decision to say, okay, I'm going to take all this this anger, all this rage or sadness and whatnot, and I'm going to put it slightly to the side. I'm not dropping it. But one of us needs to be heard, so that this sort of cycle of listening, to create the space for you to be heard, someone needs to feel understood first. And here's where the leadership part comes in, and because you are the person to notice that needs to happen, let it start with me, right? And so to be able to say, I'm really mad right now, and you're mad too, but I want to know and understand completely how you're feeling. And once we've stopped pushing up against one another, then instead we can start to have a bit of flow. Instead, I can listen to you, and since you're not digging your heels in, you can listen to me, and then I won't be digging my heels in so much anymore. And it creates a sort of wheel, or just a flow, a current of goodwill, where before all you had was resistance and, two hurt, angry, frustrated people or tuned out people bumping against one another. That to me is leadership. That's the hard stuff. That's the stuff that is hard to translate from a book to real life. But, and don't take my word for this, try it out for yourself, but that is the thing that will change the relationship that you have with your partner. And most importantly, you don't need to be the boss. You don't need to show them how right you are, because you'll be creating something different. You'll be creating trust and intimacy, and you'll be inviting them to do the same. And I found that is so much more powerful than being right, to the point where I do not care if I'm right or wrong anymore, within reason. More like, I don't care about being right. I care about listening to what's going on first, and then we'll figure out what's right and more likely what's true together. Like I said, don't take my word for it. Try it out. The next time you don't feel listened to or heard and you feel like you're butting heads with your partner, flip it. Offer them everything that you want them to offer you in the moment.